Hello soulmates, welcome back to my channel. On today's video we are going to learn how to cut and sew this top with a draping neckline. If it's something you like, make sure you watch this video to the end. Let's get started. First of all, we are going to draft out our basic borders. The measurements we're needing for making this top is our starting line, our bust point, your waistline, and also the full length of the top. The starting line, your bust point, your waistline, and also the full length of the top. So I'm just trying to mark it out just as you see me doing like this. I've gone ahead to mark out the starting line. Next, I come down to my bust point of 10 inches. Then I went down to my half length, that's my waistline of 16 inches, and the full length of the top is about 24 inches. So after doing that, you're just going to mark out straight lines just as you see me doing like this. After you're done marking out the basic lines, let's just label it out. Our shoulder line, the bust line, the waist, and also the full length. Now let's determine our neck depth. So I'm going to cut for the back first because I'm using the back to cut for the front. So for the neck depth of the back, I'm taking in 3 inches and I'm marking my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 14 divided by 2 is 7. I mark out 7 inches. Another shoulder line there, you want to come down with 1 inch and you're going to make a slant line meeting the neck width just as you see me doing like this. Like we usually do, you mark your neck width, mark your shoulder measurement. At your shoulder measurement, you come down with 1 inch and you make a slant line like this. And at that point there, to determine our armhole curve, you're going to come down with that same 7 inches you took on the shoulder line. So I'm trying to mark out 7 inches here. After marking it out, you use your ruler to make a straight line meeting the slanted line you did at the upper part, just as you see me doing like this. And after you mark a straight line like this, another point there, you want to extend the line just as you see me doing like this. And to determine our armhole curve, we are going to divide that line into two. Remember, we took down 7 inches and the midpoint of 7 inches is about 3.5. So I'm just using my tape to divide it. After you find out the midpoint, you're going to come out with half of an inch just like this. After coming out with half of an inch, you're going to divide your bust measurement into 4. So the bust measurement I'm using is about 34 and 34 divided by 4 is about 8 inches and I took out 8 inches. I'm going to use your curve rule to make a curve just as you see me doing like this. Make sure yours is properly placed, and next thing is for us to connect all the points together just like this. After you've done that, and yours should be looking like this, next you're going to go down to your bust measurement to take your normal bust measurement. And this dress doesn't have a dart, so it's a dartless dress. You're just going to take in all your measurements without adding and taking out any dart or adding out any dart. So I've gone ahead to mark out my bust measurement, and next thing I went down to mark out my hip measurement. And after that, after doing that, I'm just using my ruler to connect the lines together just like this. I didn't mark out my waist measurement yet because it's not a fitted dress, but I'm going to shape it at the waist side. So yours should be looking like this. Another waistline there, at your waistline there, you want to go in with 1 inch. As you can see, I'm just trying to go in at my waistline there with 1 inch. After you mark out 1 inch, at the bust line, you will connect it just as you see me doing like this. And you also connect it at the hip line just like this. At the full length rather, just like this. And you should be looking like this. And for the neck depth for the back, I'm going down with 1.5. I'm using 1.5 and I went in at the upper part by 3 inches earlier and I came down with 1.5, and I'm using my curve rule to make a curve like this. And there is no zip for this dress. There is no zip, there is no that. It's just a free blouse that you can rock anytime, any day, and it's very easy to make. And that's all for drafting out the back piece. Now let's cut it out. So just be careful, look at where I'm cutting, cut yours just like this. Now let's cut in our fabric. I will be making use of this silk duchess. Is about 1 yard of it, and most people find it difficult to differentiate between the front and the back of fabric like this. So whenever you get a fabric like this and you're finding difficult to differentiate between the front and the back, always notice that the rough edge where it seems like the thread is being punched out, that is the front part. The part where the thread is punched out and look rough, that is the front part, and the part where it's smooth, that is the back part. So after determining that, I'm just trying to use my chalk now to make marks to determine to know where the back part is. I've gone ahead to fold our fabric into two, so make sure yours is folded into two just like this, because you are cutting out for the back part. And making use of a silk duchess, this fabric is not easy. So if you're a beginner, I would advise you go in with like easier fabric like crepe or a chiffon fabric, because making use of duchess like this can be very tricky because they are very light and they move easily. So after doing that, I'm just going to use my pin to just pin down the back part just like this. And after we're done pinning down, we're just going to cut it out like this, and don't forget to leave about half of an inch allowance all around while cutting it out just like this. Please, if you're a beginner, make use of a simpler or a lighter fabric. Make use of a silk fabric like this. As you can see, I'm really battling in cutting it. So if you're a beginner, I advise you use like a weight light fabric like crepe, and also have a detailed video where I explain types of fabric. You can check it out on my page. And that's all for basically cutting out the back pattern. In cutting out the front piece, you're going to place the back pattern on another piece of fabric that is folded into two just like this. And at the neck part is going to you're going to extend the front neckline with about 8 inches, but at the down part is going to be equal. So I'm just trying to just properly pin it down for you all to see just like this. Next, you're just going to make a straight line just like this. And after marking a straight line, you're going to go up with 5 inches at the upper part for the front piece. You're going to mark out 5 inches all around as you see me doing like this. After marking it out, you're just going to make a straight line just like this. This is how the upper part should be looking. So you're just going to make a straight line like this. And yeah, I'm just trying to just confirm that yes, it's exactly 5 inches that we took. So I'm just trying to confirm all measurements. Next, you're just going to cut it out, the upper part first, just like this. After cutting it out, you're just going to fold it in just like this. And at the down part, you're just going to make a straight line just like this. When making it, you're going to discover that they are not equal. It doesn't mean, but at the upper parts towards the side they have to be equal, but at the front part they don't have to be equal. It doesn't mean. So after marking it out, you're just going to cut it out just like this. I'm just trying to be careful because of the kind of fabric I'm working with. So you're just going to cut it out like this, and don't forget to leave about half an inch like we did for the front piece. So you're just going to cut it out just like this. And when cutting, if you're working with this kind of fabric, please, you just have to be very, very careful because it's very, very slippery and they move a lot. So you're just going to cut it out like this, and don't forget to add half an inch all around just like this. So this is all for the front piece. Next, we're just going to take out our pins, and yeah, we're just going to open it up like this. So this is how you should be looking after you've taken out your pins, just like this. And that's folding we did, so you're just going to fold it out like this. And that's basically all for cutting out the front piece. Now let's join together and let's create a beautiful top. Now we are going to sew in for the front piece. First of all, you're going to get your front piece. As you can see, my fabric, I'm really battling with it because it's a very lightweight fabric. And if you're a beginner, I would advise you can use a crepe fabric. But if you know you can manage it, just make sure your pins are with you. So at the front piece there, you're going to fold it in the way we did while cutting it, and at the shoulder line there, you're going to make a straight stitch. You're going to sew a straight stitch just like this, and you're going to sew it down going towards the armhole, just as you see me doing like this. I'm just trying to properly place it very well, and I'm making going to make a straight stitch just like this. After making a straight stitch, as you can see, I'm just trying to turn it towards the armhole, and I'm also going to make a straight stitch to hold the two pieces together just like this. So anything you do for this side, you're going to repeat the same process for the other side. This is how yours should be looking. And next thing is to sew the same way we did for this side. We're going to sew it again to the other side. After you've done joining the shoulder, that's basically all for the front piece. Next, let's sew in the back piece. For the back piece, I've gone ahead to cut out a facing that I'm going to use to turn the neck. So at that facing, we are going to sew our facing from the front part going towards the back. So I'm just trying to just properly place it because this fabric is not easy to handle. So make sure yours is properly pinned and your facing is properly placed. So from the front part, I'm going to sew it towards the back. Sewing it, you just want to notch the neckline just like this. So you just make a little notch all around like this, and after making that notch, you're just going to top stitch it down like this. Of stitching it down, that's basically all for the back piece. And next is to just go to our iron and iron it down properly. You can as well use your hemming gun to hem it down. So at this point, I've gone ahead to use my hemming gun. This is for the front piece. I hem down, as you can see how it is. I use my hemming gun to hem down the facing we did for the front. And also for the back piece, I've gone ahead to properly iron it, and I use my pin to pin it down because I'll be using the pieces the facing for the back piece to cover the shoulder part. So now it's for us to join the two shoulders together. So now you want to join the shoulders together by using the facing for the back, flipping it over to the front, just as you see me doing like this. And you're going to, after doing that, you're going to make a straight stitch down so that you'll be able to cover our measurement. So I'm just trying to properly place it very well because the fabric is very stressful. So I'm just trying to just make sure it's aligned. Then you use the facing to flip it over just like this, and next thing you're going to make a straight stitch to join the two shoulders together. Should be looking after we've successfully joined the two shoulders together. As you can see, the inside is very neat. So next thing is for us to close the two pieces together by using about 1 inch to join the two side seams together. So if you're making for an armless, you can as well use your bias tape. Before joining the two sides, you can as well use your bias tape to just hem the armhole side. But if you are fixing the sleeve, you don't have to do that. You can just join the two sides together using about 1 inches. And after we successfully join the two shoulders together, this is how you should be looking. As you can see, our top is already coming out nicely. Next thing is to just hem the down parts, just using about ½ inch to hem the down part. And don't forget to weave your inside piece. So you're going to weave it in, hem the down part, and that's basically all for the top piece. If you are fixing a sleeve, you can as well fix your sleeve. You weave the facing you did so that your work will come out neatly, and that's all for making this top. And this is the final result. If you watch this video to the end, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.